for addressing the homelessness. What's up, big dog? How you doing, Miss Poole? Good to see you, bud. Hi, Mr. Hoy. Look, it's Roderick Hoy in the house.
Hey, Rod.
Hey, Rod. How you doing?
Thanks for listening.
All right, we love you here. I'm Nathaniel. What's going on, guys? We about to start back. You know, Emma's got the music going down, and Willie, we got the YouTube back up. We got the YouTube back up. Trying to share how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
So what you got going?
I get bored.
How's football life? How's football? This is our NFL football mom life, everybody, guys. How's it going? Time to share.
Started 10-3 with you.
Woo! You ready?
Ready.
Seahawks.
Woo, 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 woo.
You having a good time?
I am.
All right.
I'm cold though.
Listen over here, Shelly.
No, I am not.
Shelly C, say hi, everybody. You ready?
I get bored, so I don't
Yeah, I give you a whole bunch of playlists, man. I have you.
So what we gotta do, everybody? We are gonna re-engage here. You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
We can just roll.
All right.
But anyway, y'all, did I tell you? I was just talking to you.
Alright, thanks for riding with us, guys. So we're gonna keep this momentum going, keep our mark game. We're coming back on. What are we talking about? What's going on, right?
What's going on?
So that first pull out of our camp was really informative.
No. So we got about 30 seconds left.
Roderick. Yeah, I love you, Rod. Hi, Lori. Rod said he still love you, Lori.
Hey, Rod.
I should tell about that time. You want me to tell about that time in Knott's Farm? Y'all remember Knott's Farm? Was that 1979?
All right, 10 seconds.
He got on them teddy bears. You remember that?
He was in love.
Here we go.
He's still in love. Right.
We're back. And the Poetry of Justice show here on PaxRadio.com. Shout out to Roderick Hoy. How you
Hey,
doing
Roderick.
tonight, Rod? We're having a good time. He said, why you guys? We love you, Rod. Thank you so much for your support here on the show. Lori G, you got some stuff going on. Tanya Michelle's going to handle our little get down over there. And Shelly, see what you gonna do, Lori G.
Right, well, we are going to pass around our can and pull another topic.
Pass
I
the
thought
Dutchie on the
homeless
left
really got us
That
on
was
what's
really
going
good
on. That was
information.
very enlightening, right?
Yes.
I think so. Okay, so we're gonna start here with Shelly C. We're gonna pull a topic out.
But I'm
Still in the shower. Just 1 second, mama.
Violet Disneyland episode.
Whoa.
Ooh, that one was
Whoa. Can we pull it up? Emily, you can't pull it up.
bad.
We can.
So did everybody see the
That's what I'm saying. We
Disneyland
need to pull
episode?
it up. We gotta look at it. I didn't see it. I
You
lied.
didn't see it?
I lied. I just wanted to say that so we could pull it up. Anyway, we don't have to. What? Explain this to us. What happened?
I mean, just a topic came out that it was wow. In Toontown too, with all the children.
I did get to say it's just I don't know what do you know what prompted the fight?
I don't know. It was
Let's do some
prompted. It's
research.
like a family
Look it up, little Mama Willie
issue.
on the pad or
It
phone or
had
whatever
something
you
to
got.
do with them disrespecting his mother, from what I understand. Okay, so that's
Oh,
right.
okay. I don't know.
Yeah, but the way he reacted is
He beat
scary.
his sister.
He
Was that
beat
his
her.
sister? The one with the
Yes.
braids or the other girl?
They said the one with the tank top on.
That was his sister.
That was his
Tank
sister.
top
Baby,
and
I'm
jeans.
coming in.
Mhm.
And the girl with the
What
orange
happened?
hair is his girlfriend.
It's his
correct?
girlfriend.
Okay.
We can just look up
And she
Google
You wanna
and
see
look
it?
up. Yeah, we gonna look
I
at
have
it.
it.
She
Oh,
accidentally
we got it right here.
Oh,
I
I
want you to
just
see it
pushed
yourself.
his mother
Okay,
over
what is it?
and out
It's
the
the-
wheelchair, and he just commenced to
Who pushed the mother out the wheelchair?
inadvertently his girlfriend, and he thought it was on purpose, and he beat his girlfriend at Disney.
I know. So here we go. Look, guys.
Here we go.
Oh.
Yeah, he is fighting these women like a man.
But that's his family that he hit
Yeah,
like that.
That's his sister.
That's the sister, the one in the jean shorts.
Yeah, that's what I heard was his sister.
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
gosh.
That's the girlfriend.
That's the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the mother in the wheelchair.
And somehow she falls
And they
over.
knocking her out too. Oh, she fell off the wheelchair.
Somehow something happened, and then he
And
goes
this is
up.
where the babies is.
This is where the babies are.
This
Oh
is so
my
embarrassing.
gosh.
This is so embarrassing.
And as a people, Lord
Yes.
Jesus.
It took people a long time to interrupt too, to kind of go.
They didn't want to interrupt.
They didn't want to.
They didn't want to interrupt.
You know, them eating the food.
I wouldn't have either. Shit. But
Wow.
even Disneyland security, they don't come until
They don't
the
come.
very end of the video.
So here's a question.
Did you just letting us buffoon? Wow,
Oh,
I didn't see all that.
Close, I didn't see that. He didn't even let it go. He threw it around.
Oh my God.
Where is security? security? Where is
That
security?
was long-term leakage.
They're coming? How long have they been fighting? Like half an hour?
It was a,
Oh.
it's a long
That's his girlfriend who he thought knocked over his mind.
Yeah.
Wow, he
Yeah.
just showed his entire self out.
Oh,
Wow. Shelly.
And he's grabbing
Carter.
her
Shit,
hair.
you laughing at the people behind?
God.
I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay,
You guys
ladies.
out here with us now. Hey.
Thoughts?
Hey, Roger.
Thoughts, anyone?
Disgusting.
Disgusting?
That is so embarrassing. When my dad sent me the video, and I was like, oh my God, like, not only do we see this, everybody sees this. That's embarrassing to me. That is so, so embarrassing to me. I feel so sorry for the women that he was beating on. I mean, I get that show mama, and everybody is sensitive about their mama, especially black men. But that was just too much. And like, I don't know the situation. I don't know what happened. So it could have been something really bad. But I feel like as a people, that right there, that's a prime example of you need to let that go right now. And I'll beat your ass when we get home. If that's what you need to do. Not that that's right, but if that's what you need to do, you need to hold that. Because everybody did not need to see that. White people especially did not need to see that from us. Like that at Disneyland. They're gonna ban black people from Disneyland. Like, that was so bad to me. That was horrible.
You know what Joe said? Joe was really, really upset because the news showed it so much. And he was like, they're not only showing the dysfunction on the black, but they're showing violence against women.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was thinking, why is the news perpetuating this violence? You're seeing women getting beat. It's all this injury prevention, domestic violence stuff, but you're showing all these women getting beat up on there. Why are you showing that over and over again? He said he's sure white people have acted up at Disneyland.
Well,
easy,
all
all
day,
day,
all
all
day,
day,
all
all
day.
day.
There
So
was
that
probably
is a
2 fights
question,
over
right?
there, right? When that was going on.
Listen.
Okay.
But that just goes to show you, they pick and choose what they want you to see,
Exactly.
what they want to perpetuate. That's not an accident at all.
So,
I don't know.
they showed it all. It was everywhere.
So what is that, when you think about, remember we did the show not too long ago about the plight of blackness, the plight of black people. And when we think back to that show of the plight, and you see this, what do you think?
I think that it plays back into, you know, racism and the institutionalization of that, right?
When we do
That
stuff like
is-
this.
Right, well, no, I think when, in my opinion, what we're doing there is no different than maybe someone who gets plastered, which happens all the time with, you know, not just white people, but a lot with white people, and they get drunk and they fight. But nobody necessarily runs that on the news over and over and over again, right? Goes back to what Aaliyah says, it's like, they control the media and the images that they put out there about us as a people. And I think that's intentional, you know? I was astonished when I left the country and was watching American television. And people wonder, like, why do the people in Africa hate black people? Well, the images that they get, do you know what I'm saying? The images of us are unbelievable when you tune back in, at least for me, when you tune back in. So I do think there's some validity to what Joel says in terms of why is that being shown over and over and over again.
He was just talking about as far as the domestic violence.
You know,
just
against
domestic
violence,
violence.
man against a woman.
A man against a woman. Why are we showing domestic violence over and over and over again?
Because it was a black woman getting smacked.
God.
Nobody cares about us. It goes back to that, how we ride so hard for everybody else,
Right.
and nobody rides for, not nobody, that's not fair.
But do we
There are
care?
black
Do we
women.
care for ourselves?
Yeah, I mean, I care
I
for
mean,
myself,
but you know,
in general.
in general, I think situations like this is why we have a stigma too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which stigma?
I mean, just saying of being violent, of
Okay.
being angry, of being lack of self-control and all that stuff. When stuff like this, it just perpetuates what they already think, so it makes the system more worse, and then we have the black guy in Sweden.
Right.
You know, because now we're all
Right.
boxed into
To
this
this,
category
correct.
because of behavior like this.
But-
But it's not that it's just we're doing it. White people do it, but they just don't show it. They always show our negativity.
Yeah.
They always do.
What cute say, either they don't know, don't show or don't care, right?
Don't show it.
But I think it goes back to what you said, Lori, about like, you know you're a black person. It's not right, but you know that there's a way that you need to conduct yourself because of how we're seen, because of how white people and really everybody else too, everybody except us, how they see us. You know there's a way that you're supposed to act in certain places. It's not right, but you know that that's not how you act. You know that that's not what you want them to see. Not that I'm blaming those particular
Oh,
people
no.
because I don't know their situation, but just to touch on what you said.
Right, absolutely.
Roderick Hoyt shared with us, Lori, that the Disneyland police said that they were waiting to make an arrest. You know, they just kind of was waiting on the sidelines.
Waiting for what?
Oh, they
Tell
were-
me.
Yeah,
For
they just
someone to get what?
Just
I mean, what?
waiting, just waiting.
Just
for the
waiting.
witness. Yeah, just waiting to see what's gonna happen. Isn't that ridiculous? Just a wait, watch us every day.
For somebody to
Right.
pass out to,
Right.
you know, yeah,
Call 911.
exactly.
Call 911.
But what I did hear is that the DA's office has picked up this case criminally.
Rightfully so.
I think after all of the trending and so much of a reaction and response to it, that, it was picked up.
Yeah.
Disneyland just kind of told them, okay, go home and you have to leave the park.
And are they welcome back at Disneyland or they're
I
banned?
don't know. Anybody know that?
I would.
I don't know.
Don't know. I die. But it's really bad. It's just really bad. But I don't know. Okay, so Roderick.
In
just move on.
Toontown too, with the little.
Little kids.
And if they pick up the case, it's only gonna affect that family. Disneyland not pressing no charges.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
That's
Yes.
kinda sad.
They're
That's
just
really
within
sad.
their own family of members.
Yeah,
They got
yeah.
these legal fees and
Cause when things like that happen,
it's
you know,
assault costs.
It does
Money.
cost, yeah.
but the family gets over it. They're all gonna get over it. He's gonna go to jail probably. But them as a collective, if that would've happened at their house and nobody called the police, they would've got over it. They would've got over it and it would've been nobody
Well,
else's
I think
business.
at Disneyland they had gotten over it, because when Disneyland questioned them, nobody
That quick, huh?
would, own anything, you know, until this,
On
you know, the video came, but it's like, no, I didn't get hit, no.
Oh,
We
that's
just had,
that, it's even adds more insult to the injury. So you act like nothing, it's just video footage came out.
yeah, we just act like nothing, we're gonna move on to Disneyland.
Oh,
says,
and you
okay,
didn't think
just have to leave.
Disneyland had fucking footage. They didn't think that. Wow.
But they probably don't want him to get in trouble, even with
Yeah.
all that. And
Yeah.
that's very telling
Yeah.
of us as a people as well.
Mhm.
I don't want my man to get in trouble. I don't want him to go to jail. What happened, happened. And that's sad. That's really sad on both sides. The fact that it's only gonna affect that family and the fact that they had to deal with this and for it to be so public, that's embarrassing. I'm sure they're embarrassed. I'm
Yeah.
sure they're embarrassed.
Yeah.
They're embarrassed that people have seen it. But But I can tell you that violence just didn't start. At
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, it was
Yeah.
too,
But that's what I'm saying, they would've got
easy.
He was too comfortable with kicking
Yeah.
men and women and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
He was way too comfortable for all that.
But
So-
they would've got over it. It would've been their business, you know? It's-
But maybe
it's
it was
sad that
time
there
for them
isn't.
not to be over it. Maybe life shifted for them for some reason. I don't
Yeah.
know. And he needs to be in jail.
He
Maybe,
does.
Maybe he's
I
abusive or
agree.
something. I don't know.
He's absolutely abusive.
I mean,
He's absolutely
You know.
abusive, yeah. But,
Oh, man.
but God works in mysterious ways. You see how they got
Yeah.
all that footage, and you're right, he probably been doing that.
Yeah, you
Been
just
doing
wonder.
that.
You just
Yeah.
wonder. Because what could have made you so mad at Toontown?
That
That you just
said they knocked the grandma out of the
No, I think there was some commotion and the mother fell out and he thought it was his girlfriend. That's why he
Pushed
started
her
beating
out.
his
And
girlfriend.
he was just in a frenzy, he
He
just
was
lumped out.
upset.
They was upset because they paid $153
A ticket.
A ticket.
For the kids.
Wow.
Yikes.
All right, well, let's see
radio.com.
what else. This little jar here has really got some stuff. Let's pass that on around. It's got some
It's
stuff
just
going on in there.
You got your mama?
I bet she did.
Are you doing
Or not the last one,
You
the first
working and
one.
doing shit on the mic. Hard out here for a Anywho.
He said it's hard out here for a pimp.
Black family accused of stealing a basketball out of
The
night.
world is full of racism.
The manager followed the family
there's a
for
thing.
2 blocks, yo. 2 blocks. And the basketball was $13 and was purchased legitimately by this family. Now, come on
Now,
now.
wasn't he an athlete or something? The dad?
I don't know if he was an athlete or not. I mean, do you know if he was an athlete, the dad? Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear about this story.
Here, Pastor Tanya.
I never heard about this.
It's the time of it.
You didn't hear about the Nike story?
No, I didn't hear about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Okay, so it was a family inside Nike, and the little baby is the one who took the basketball. It's like a little baby, look like he's like 2 years old.
Like today.
Yeah, like took his age, little baby. And so they walk out. It's in Santa Monica. They walk
But
out.
you heard they paid for it.
Yeah, they paid for it. But I'm just
That's
saying,
the
they
way-
walk,
that's the
they
worst
walk
part.
out, and they walk 2 blocks to the movie theater. The Nike store manager jogs
See what I'm
down
saying? See
the
what I'm
2
saying?
blocks and accused them of stealing a $13 basketball.
It's because it was his basketball. That's why. It was literally his basketball.
Who?
What do you mean, baby?
No, he think it's his.
Oh, the
that's-
manager.
Yeah, he think it's his basketball.
But
It's not
nobody-
even the store's
But
basketball.
nobody
He walked all
told
the
him
way
he went
down
through the
there.
line and paid for it. I
You
mean,
know,
we
when
know
you
that.
just assume that the black people stole, you just
Right,
gonna
but my
assume that.
thing is, you know, what happened to cops and robbers and I got away? I took 2 blocks away. You go jog behind me 2 blocks to the movie theater for the $13 basketball. And then she never apologized, and then the police.
Oh, it was a woman?
It was a woman.
Woman.
Woman's a woman manager.
Right.
And then the police
Becky,
tells
right,
the
you know,
father,
Becky.
tells a man, like his little family,
Calm down.
to calm down. You're threatening her. You're intimidating her. Calm down. Wow. She accused me of stealing a basketball, but I'm threatening her.
Because they know that she needs her motherfucking ass kicked, that's why. But
Wow.
they just gotta keep the diffusion
So
down.
he threw the basketball. The
He
dad
said, well,
threw, he threw the basketball.
Exactly.
And then went back and got his money
$13.
back.
So he went and took the receipt?
He took the receipt, he threw, he said, y'all can have this shit, basically. Took the receipt back to the store and got his money back. He said, I don't wanna buy nothing, I ain't contributing nothing in this establishment. If y'all, somebody had to know the man paid for something. The cash, had he been to the Nike store? The
No.
cash register is right there by the door.
But you, again, you got that one, you know, just that, well, she didn't see it,
He
so
must have
therefore,
sold
there
it.
you go.
Inspector Picklestone.
Right? That is just, but then, when you see the Disneyland incident, does that increase that propensity
Well,
for
that's a question.
individuals to think that way? Shelley, is that justifiable? Does that kind of go back to that Sweden scenario? You know what I mean? What do you think, Tanya Michelle?
I think it all goes together.
Yeah. But what do we do with
We
this?
just have a negative stigma on blacks.
What do we do with all of that though, as a people? As we all.
I mean, it kind of maybe ties back into the show with Sean Big Time was on talking about the sense of blackness in the community and whether or not African American people need a leader. And that the consensus, well not consensus, but one line of thought was that we lead by these small impactful groups. That there's not one unified leader.
It's true, like a
Do you
Farrakhan
understand?
or a King or something like that.
Right,
That's
yeah,
not-
but that we impact the change that our lives touch. And if every group and every community can begin to do that, then it just spreads, kind of like a domino effect, you know?
And I think he's right.
Yeah.
We do need a leader to pull us all in together, cause it's kind of hard working in silos.
Yeah, you think we do?
Who is our leader? Who is the leader? It ain't Jesse Jackson.
I don't think it's Jesse, I think Jesse's a little tarnished.
Who is our leader? Who is
Well, that
the
was
one
what the show's about, we don't think there is one, not a clear cut.
Frida is saying again, 45 has given these races a platform.
Yeah.
They were not so overt very long while, but he has unleashed
That's true.
a whole new
Mhm.
beast, and no one truly is safe.
I
We
do
just
agree
really
with
are
that.
not, you know, those people are already picking up, you know, putting a bullet in the congresswoman's head,
Right.
you know, because of this isthmus. And so because of that, Tanya, I don't know if we have time as a black people to wait on a freaking leader, per se. I think we individually, each day, need to promote
But I don't
it
know,
ourselves.
how do we
in some
promote
way.
that back then without a leader? How do we do that?
That's what the girls is doing now.
Did we do
Oh
it?
my
I'm thinking
God.
that's what we need to start doing.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
Where is
you know
it?
what I mean?
It's really sad.
That's
It's
what's
horrible.
hard here.
It's, yeah, it's, yeah.
You
We
talking
gotta
about
get
I don't know if
that?
that's anything. you know, any reprieve. But the only thing we can try to do is shows like this and just try to keep it
But I
going.
think sometimes, you know, even at our level, we get discouraged because it's like, how do you penetrate how do you penetrate that arena where you can make a change? I mean, I know that at one point with that whole thing with the how they see it, everybody could call a number, they were calling the school, they were asking for the resignation of the professor and stuff like that. So we know that volume works and that movement makes change, but how do you always do that for every single thing that's happened and keep up the consistency? I just don't know.
Is it too big of a job for one person?
I don't know.
Hello.
It's overwhelming to kind of think about. Definitely.
Yeah, is it too heavy?
It is. It's deep.
All right, Tanya Michelle, what you got over there? Woo-hoo. Hey, Lloyd, we got Lloyd Hooper.
Hey.
How you doing? Compton High School in the house. He said hey to you, Miss Lori Ray.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Frida. Thank you, Miss Ross. I appreciate that. She said we keep doing what we doing now. Go ahead.
The
Tanya.
new Little Mermaid is black.
The new Little Mermaid.
So the Black Mermaid,
Okay.
they're protesting.
Oh,
The
Oh.
white people are protesting.
okay.
That we have and the Disney is making a show, and the mermaid is gonna be black. What's her name? Haley?
Haley. She's from a duet singing group, I think.
Yeah, she's from a singing group in this club.
Chloe
So
and
they're
Haley.
thinking this.
Chloe.
Chloe
and Halle.
Chloe and Halle, yeah. Yeah, so they're protesting, saying that it's taking away the authenticity of the mermaid. Because the mermaid in the original form was not black.
Okay.
What do you guys think about that?
Authenticity?
Mhm.
Authenticity.
That's the exact words.
Authenticity.
Because Ariel has red hair
Mm-hmm,
and white skin.
mm-hmm.
I mean, but really, like we talked about at the beginning, are we, anybody really surprised by any of, I mean, seriously, I mean, the thing about it is this is it, right?
Well,
So what do we do with it?
Well, I mean, I was a little surprised about the Ariel because remember what's her name? Brandy.
Mm-hmm,
When she
Cinderella.
was in Moesha, she played Cinderella,
mm-hmm.
and there weren't picket signs and people protesting and
I just
turning
said
their back on Disney.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
why is
right.
Ariel so different?
because you have 45.
Huh?
You didn't have
We didn't
that
have 45, that's
dichotomy
true.
when, I'm sure they wanted to do it, but the bottom figures didn't come out of their hole.
Their
They
whole.
weren't gonna do it with other Democratic.
Yeah, so now it's just,
Yeah.
you know, free for all, you know, and yeah. Right?
45 is something else. He has
He's
caused a mess in this world.
She's giving people a reason to act up.
He's giving the
made it
people
up.
a reason to be themselves.
Yeah. He's
That's
giving
a
them
good way to put it.
permission.
Permission
Not
to
a
be
reason.
themselves.
They always wanted to do it in my opinion,
Permission.
but he's giving permission and validating it,
Mhm,
We just have to be on.
and in some cases inciting it.
Absolutely.
I just can't believe people are in uproar about a Disney character. Oh my
They say it
god.
breaks tradition.
Which is what's so
As
black
if there
people
was
swim,
one,
right?
right? I don't know. Well, mermaids aren't real.
Yeah, exactly, right.
She's a fictitious character to
Yeah.
begin with, right?
Yes.
So that was interesting.
Well.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
see what else
pass
is
it
in the
back.
cup.
Lori,
Emmett, you gotta take a cup. Here you go. I'll come back to you.
Oh, yeah,
After
come
me.
on.
Is that good? Okay, let's see what's going on, people. Here we go. R. Kelly arrested with no bail. What? While he was walking his dog in Chicago.
Rap for the kill.
The two girlfriends continue to stand by his side. What do we believe is his
Well, those are
fate?
his love slaves.
Love
Are those two little girls that were on Surviving R. Kelly with the parents? Yeah.
So arrested with no bail? Everybody else see that?
Oh, so you
I
I
did
was
hear.
gonna, look at my TMZ.
I'm
No
sorry,
thoughts,
what's
no
that?
thoughts, ladies? About the Kells? We have talked about the Kells many a time
I'm
here,
sorry.
many a
I
time.
had to go take a momentary break.
A
away from the
momentary break,
microphone.
yeah.
If you keep
Well,
doing.
he's in jail with no bail,
Yeah.
awaiting arraignment, I guess.
I mean,
It's- Go ahead, baby.
well, when I heard about it, I was like, cause he done been arrested so many times. Like it's such a,
A little
it's such a
desensitized.
kinda, and you get that way. It's like burnout. Same with all this racist stuff. But I was having a conversation with somebody about it, and they were like, "No, this is federal. Like this
Yeah.
is real. Like so maybe something will come of it. Maybe they'll put him
Oh, it's
away.
death.
But nobody's getting there, or I'm not getting my hopes up. I mean, I feel like he always finds a way to swindle out of it. Not that I don't have hope that he can be taken off the streets, but it's just like, how many times he gonna get away?
I really do think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there are charges in New York as well now, right? Did anybody hear that?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, he's been extradited to New York, so he, like I said, because all of this is all federal, they're all federal charges against him now, so, yeah, there's definitely the extradition there, so he was arrested in Chicago, and he is definitely with federal agents. There are, I don't know, one of my phones has, I don't know if the TMZ is on that one, but we had to use this one, I had the articles to bring up to talk, so we can talk more intelligently about it, but there are very intense and serious charges, but when I brought the topic of R. Kelly back to us, the ladies in the chat, one thing that I wanted us to talk about, because we do here in the POJ shows we do shows about battered woman syndrome, the Stockholm syndrome, all of our different mental health shows that we do here in the POJ is specific to me. I wanted to take a look, and I know Shell, we talked about this on a private situation, I know Joycelyn Savage, and is one of the gals, and please, somebody can maybe pull that up, but I don't have the name of the other lady who's a part of that, but they are still in the condo at Trump Towers. Is reported that their space has been, the rent, has been paid between now throughout maybe December, January.
Those two girls.
Correct, and so those two young ladies are still residing there in the Trump Towers because at the original arrest, there was concern and talk that there would be a possibility of a possible suicide pact between those two young women. Yes, because right when he was arrested and knowing that it wasn't like last time, okay, you get arrested and then you get out and you come back home and we do what we do, whatever the status quo is. This time is much more intense. Like I said, I do not want to give what those charges are because I refuse to give out something that I don't know. But again, there's definitely the criminal charges specific to Chicago, as well as what has been drafted by the federal grand jury for extradition back to the great state of New York. So that being shared, I was thinking, like, what are these young women to do? You know what I'm saying? I know the Savage family, the mother and father, say that they didn't know where their daughter was. So that's when the two young gals decided to actually come out and they did a video and they sent it over to TMZ to show, hey, we're okay. We're fine. We're still here at the Trump. And our rent is paid. We're gonna keep doing what we're doing. From what I understand, their funding is still coming through. You know what I'm saying? Wherever they got their money from, that is still status quo. Now, they mentioned that what they were going to do is when the final arraignment that R. Kelly had to do about a week and a half ago, that they were gonna hold their own press conference following the court proceeding. But once R. Kelly was not released in that reality, this is at a different level, Aaliyah, you know what I'm saying? This is not just some local get down, and now because we're talking about those individuals who allegedly assisted Mr. Kelly in recruiting these women, those people are now being indicted. Those people are being held responsible, and those are some of the people who have actually released the evidence that can really make a difference in what happens in this outcome of Mr. Kelly. Now, you know how we felt about it because we talk about this all the time, but like again, the psyche of those two women, the fear of a suicide pact, what could happen to those young gals, because in my opinion, it doesn't necessarily look very good in terms of him being able to get away without any time, if for no other reason than what has happened to Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying? We see where all of this is going, but it's legit, the real. I don't want to get into the specifics of these young girls not being hurt, but I do think that there's definitely, some change is gonna happen here, but I'm concerned about these young women and what type of assistance they can be receiving, what type of counseling. Does that fall under Stockholm syndrome? You know what I'm saying? To still be connected, but I've had a couple conversations we talked about, like we talked about earlier, Aaliyah, like, we gonna cover for our dudes. We gonna cover for our man. We gonna cover for our friends. We ain't gonna let this out. You know what I'm saying? That this is really going on. I'm thinking that we are at a point where this is no longer being covered up. You know what I'm saying? This is no longer a situation, I think, where these young girls can just continue to say, well, I support him, he took care of me, everything is okay. I don't know. I'm concerned about their mental psyche. But do they really understand or overstand nowadays what the implications really are? You know what I'm saying? Because we understand that he has a very intense control over these young women, and just so much of a, well, shit, we know that, but I know, but it just a tweet or any little sound, they know what to do, what not to do, how to do, heads down, the whole thing. Where do these young girls go? Because you've bridged such a divide, if you will, with your families, right? And if it does happen where Mr. Kelly is not released, and all of those individuals who partook allegedly in these crimes, high crimes, child sex pornography is very, serious. Yeah, it's a whole nother animal. But what would you want your daughters to do? Maybe we could put that on the table. Shelly, that's Miss your baby girl. She's there in the trunk. And what do you do? Are you gonna try to get her? Are you gonna understand her mental state?
I'll just try to get her.
Yeah. But when you get her, what type of help? Or just come home, baby girl, just.
I would just do whatever I could to try to get her.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best thing for me. I don't know what else to do. I think I would just do whatever I could to get her. I'm the type of parent, and I could be different from other people and other parents out there, but I will fight tooth and nail for my kids. So if it means me dying trying to get her, I guess that's what's gonna have to go happen.
Mm-hmm.
If I need to take you down, whatever case it may be, if I need to be homeless, if I need to not be able to eat, or whatever the case may be, but if I can take you down, I'm gonna take you down, because that's the cost of what I have to do to get my baby.
Right.
That's just me. I don't know about anybody else.
Absolutely. What about you, Tanya? I'm just saying, because that shit was my thing, because I'm looking at these young girls and I'm like, that could be my daughter, that could be any of our kids, but it's, what do? You know what I mean? It's just really kinda,
I think,
it's
like
intense,
Shirley said, you
Tanya.
never stop trying.
No, you never.
By any means necessary for your kids, you just try to.
Again, like I said, it's just me. So, I don't know about anybody else, but I would die trying.
That's right.
That's just me.
I know. Man.
It's just that show intervention comes into mind.
Mhm.
I think you may have to create an intervention.
Right, right.
Do you know
If
what
I
I'm
gotta
saying?
climb a balcony, if I gotta climb a fence,
Mhm.
if it
Kidnap 'em.
means bullies threatening my life, well, if that's the cost of me trying to get to my baby, then that's what's gonna happen. Some people may not do that, but that's just me.
Frida says, finally they got him. She says, they will need it. Actually, they probably needed help prior to him. The young girls will need help prior to him, being that they were easily swayed by him in the actual first place. So, thank you for that, Frida, for that reminder.
Do you guys know where their funding is coming from, where their money is coming from? Because I wonder if life changes from them when that stops, right? Because black parents, at least I know, we're always accepting. Like my brother was on drugs very, very bad, but my mother always went out there and helped him and always allowed him to come back home, no matter if he was younger, if he stole, he did this, or whatever he did. You always had a place home, no matter what you did. So I wonder, when the funding is over, if they have nowhere to go, is home their next place?
Right, that was my concern.
Right.
You know, how do you
I know.
re-enter? How do you re-enter to the family? You know what I mean? You've had this stance of, no, he's innocent, we good. You know what I mean? That's that part.
Just based on the interview, did you guys see the Gayle King interview?
With who?
When she interviewed him?
the girls. She interviewed the
Oh.
girls and, and him. I think we all saw the one with him. But she interviewed, I don't know which one, the Savage, what's the other girl? Ariel? Is that her name? The other girl? Yeah. Well, she interviewed her and they were she was very like, R. Kelly down for him kind of thing.
Yeah.
But her family was there too. And her family seemed like they were very open and wanting her back at all costs. So
Right.
I would like to believe that the family would clearly run to her.
Right.
Now the
Yeah.
question becomes, will she accept that? Is there that Stockholm syndrome
Right.
that's present that won't allow her to accept that embrace?
Yeah. I would imagine this, I don't know. I think what Frida said too, just the psychological perspective at the beginning. But Lori takes me back. It reminds me of the young woman, the show, the movie premiere we did yesterday at the studio.
Oh,
Pray.
yes,
It just
Pray.
reminded me the importance of that type of information to try to continue to disseminate it as much as possible.
Right.
But what do you say, panel, for the individuals who say the girls want it? Because there's still, commentary that says that the young girls want it. wanted it. You understand what I'm saying? So how do we handle that?
Wanted
The attention from Mr. Kelly.
I mean, they're children though.
Right.
They're kids. They're under 18, right? They're
Yes,
all of
at
them
the
have all
time.
been,
Yes.
okay. They're kids. And if they've been with R. Kelly this whole time, then their development has shortened, has not gotten where it's supposed to be. I don't know the word for it, but I'm concerned about this suicide pact that
That
you're
is
talking
very
about,
concerning.
because whether or not they're gonna get home, or if their parents let them home, are they gonna get that far? I think somebody needs to be talking to them now, but I mean, that's not gonna happen, or it's unrealistic, cause it would have happened already if somebody was able to get to them. But like you said, when that money runs out, that's gonna be
What
the
is
telltale.
a suicide pact again? That they're gonna kill themselves if he stays in jail, or what is it?
Correct. And that makes me, right, it's little Jim Joneses.
Yeah, he
Little
put something
Jim
in the crib.
Jones-ish.
People crazy.
Miss,
as hell. So they gonna kill themselves if L. Kelly don't get out of jail.
basically.
Mhm.
No,
That's above me.
but that's the concept of the mental, you know what I'm saying, that mind control, right?
Well, I'm wondering, while he's in jail though, do you think that would give a better avenue, like Shelley said, to hop a gate, a fence, to do whatever you gotta do to get in and get to them now?
This is the time to go get him.
Right, is now the time that the family should be launching their attack if he's not there and his cronies are being indicted as well.
Is there nobody else with them though? Like, is there nobody else that takes care of them? I mean, he can't be with them all the time.
There are staff that assist, and then they're, they have their own little thing that they do, cause like they wanted to make sure, we're okay, they even did this, like, see, we're overlooking us, we're here at the Trump, see us, we're fine, we're just waiting for Robert to come home, we're good, I don't know what my mom and dad are talking about, so this is us. And so that mentality, like Emmett is saying, yeah, I mean, that's that mentality of a possibility of a pact. I mean, it's just something, just seeing that is it's wild. And it let
Can
me
you
know, like,
imagine
this
being
is
their parent?
really larger than
I
ever
would be-
anticipated.
They both come from two-parent homes, right?
Yeah, they both come from two-parent homes. I mean, I would be crazy if you hear on a news report that your child has this pact to commit suicide if R. Kelly goes to prison.
God help us, Lord.
And they stopped all communication with their parents at all.
Oh, yeah, I know the Ariel girl has.
But anyway, Roderick says he's broke. Let's get some of this commentary from Facebook, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. But Miss Frida Ross, she gave us her commentary. But I want to let you know that Roderick Hoy says, do you guys think R. Kelly has money put up so the government and the girl's family will not get damages? That is a pretty interesting conspiracy theory. What do you think, Tanya Michelle?
I don't know.
You just never know with these
I
guys.
just, I don't know.
Yeah, but they say he's broke. He says he's broke.
But
But
what is broke?
Are you broke, really?
what
How
is
can
broke?
R.
Broke to
Kelly
who?
be
Broke.
Broke
Broke. Yeah, what
standard?
yeah,
Broke
yeah,
means
yeah,
10 million or 1 million
yeah.
or.
I only got 1 billion left. I'm broke. Could be him.
I don't know.
Cause he's still getting money from iTunes radios or something.
Oh,
He's not?
You don't think he's
You
broke?
don't think he's
He
broke?
said he don't own none of his own
Frida
publishing.
said he is not broke.
What about all the
honest.
songs he wrote for other people though? Those
He don't own
things
it.
keep paying, right?
You know the masters?
But he doesn't own his publishing. They said he signed over the rights to his publishing to Aaliyah's mom.
Yeah.
I don't know how real that is, but they said when all that happened with Aaliyah, to make it go away, he signed over all his
I
publishing
heard
rights.
that. I think we talked about that here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he should be filthy rich, cause all the hit records he broke, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he owns any of that. He didn't do
I'm
his, he
sorry,
didn't handle his business
disclaimer,
right.
but all the ass he had to pay for, the people he had to pay off under the table,
Mhm.
we don't,
Mm.
I'm just saying, what you gotta do under the table is different than what you showing.
Oh, we know he get down under the table for
I
sure.
We know this,
Damn
because
for
that
sure.
McDonald's stalking every day.
Yeah, we don't know what's
Yeah.
under his table.
Yeah.
So my thing is, under the table, we don't know.
Like the
I
private
have,
payoffs.
there's people that I know of as clients that pay money under the table that we don't know about.
Mhm.
What they show you in the government is totally different than what they pay.
Thank
under the
goodness
table.
for private payoffs.
And we already know these girls are underage, so you tell me.
Yeah.
We already know there's some people that would not come forward. We already know that there's some people that's been out of the country that would not testify. So where you tell, how does that happen without any money?
It's pretty epic.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
I
that's
don't
my
think he's
perspective.
broke. He ain't like in
Right,
Compton,
yeah,
bro.
on
You know what I'm
paper,
saying?
you look, oh, shut up.
He
Susan.
movie
You
star
know, he
I'm
ain't in the
saying
hood, bro.
there's a
He-
lot
but
of
he-
stuff, not just R. Kelly, but other celebrities, there's a lot of stuff that they do under the table that you don't even know
Oh,
about.
yeah.
There's charities we don't even know about that they give to, legitimately give to, that we don't know anything about. So to say, like, again, I don't know what Tanya does with her money. She might tell me she's broke, but I don't know what she's doing with her money. I don't know who she's paying under that. I don't know if she's giving money to charities, people, kids who don't have shoes in another country. I don't know any of that. So my point is, when you paying people under the table and you paying hush money, you can't get broke from paying hush money.
They
all
call
I'm
it a
saying.
shake down.
He said a lot to
And
shake
to
down.
be 14 years old, that's a lot of expensive ass.
Mm.
I'm just saying.
Ooh, Lord Jesus.
I've been trying to be quiet, but I'm just saying.
So I have a, go ahead, Sissy. Are the people who aided and abetted this abuse being indicted as well?
They're trying to, I heard.
Cause they need to go
But-
down too.
You gotta pay them too. You gotta pay them too to break the law. You gotta pay them
Well,
too to
that's
bring the
very true.
14-year-olds in. You gotta pay them too not to put the tapes for the 14-year-olds out there. So my point is, I can understand you being broke when you doing wrong.
Well, that's true.
It costs to cover up is what
It
Shelley is
does
saying.
cost.
Exactly. If
And
you
he has a lot to cover. Yeah.
But if you legitimate, then I can understand that, but when you got to cover up a whole bunch of shit and pay people off and get 14-year and 13-year-olds,
That's
where your
why,
money going?
that's why I think in 6 months the girls ain't gonna have no money. 'Cause he don't have he don't have
Lawyer
to,
fees. Ain't gonna be running
he
that money.
don't have to cover up, he don't have to cover up nothing with them. What are you paying for them? Nothing.
You showing your taxes, you showing the people the money you're paying legitimately, but what about the people you gotta pay under the table to be quiet? All these
Exactly.
people that were okay with him fucking 14-year-olds, I'm
The
just
hush
saying.
money, the hush money. Yeah.
Over years,
Years.
we're not talking about just now, we're
No.
talking about over years to get 14 and 15-year-olds. How do you get that without paying any money and not go to jail?
Wow. Uh-oh, well, somebody gonna call and tell us. Somebody gonna tell us.
You do.
Hello, you're on the air. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Hello? Hello? Hi, you're on the air. Who's calling?
Hi, Frida.
Hi, Frida.
I'm quiet. Yes, I'm quiet. Don't get me, I'm quiet.
Her phone is.
Frida, are you there, baby? Okay.
That's what I'm saying. He's not broke. He's paying people to do the stuff that he's doing. How is he able to get away and still be doing what he's doing? Because he's paying these people.
Oh, I thought you were saying he's broke.
No, I'm not saying he's broke. I'm saying he's got
Oh.
money to pay these people.
Okay.
Oh,
I
see, I thought the same thing you thought, Frida. Yeah.
No. That's why I'm trying to be quiet, because I don't.
Don't be quiet.
My point.
Uh-huh.
You know,
He
can't
has
read, right?
strategically, my point is, he has strategically planned this. That is why he is where he is today. He has gotten away with what he's gotten away with for so long because he has strategically planned it. He has paid these people, and he knows how to do it without getting in trouble. Hello? Well, now, yes, but I'm saying that's how long from all
That's
this
how it
time.
lasted so long.
Well, that's why they had to go to these extents, Shelley, like you said.
Oh,
God, Lord Jesus.
You'd be on the news.
She being super grand.
I agree.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm willing to go down for my baby. Yes. Yes. Yeah, she coming out.
She gonna be home.
And then he might be like Mr. Bobbitt, but yeah, we
But
coming
see-
out
But why
like
do you
that.
think they haven't? Why do you think they
'Cause they
haven't
don't want to.
attacked? Do
The
you think they're
money.
getting money, the parents of these 20?
Money. He
Mm.
said it with his own mouth that he has paid these people.
For the
His
two
kid-
girls?
His kids has even, the kids have even said, he has paid my parents for me to be here.
Oh my God.
That is why he's able to do it.
Oh, before,
Right.
before.
Because your average Joe wouldn't get away with it.
Mhm.
Your average Joe don't have the money.
Now it's too late because they've been manipulated.
Right.
Controlled. Jesus. I didn't know
Yes.
that part.
Right.
Oh, yeah, right?
He would have
Who
got
is, who is
locked
the
up
boy?
behind that
Which one
with
is the
me.
boy?
Her mama came and got her.
That's right.
No,
Mama-
hold the fuck on.
He turned one of the girls into a boy.
Yeah.
Her mama was like,
Okay,
what's
how?
his name,
How?
mom? And
Changed
how?
all that up?
No.
Oh,
we just
okay.
had-
I was like,
Her
oh,
mom
that
was
was
like,
her
you useless
punishment.
mom, and she was like, you
See,
coming
that
with
was-
me.
Come on.
That was her
amazing.
punishment because she was resistant. She was
Ah.
resistant, so he made her into a boy. Yes, that was his
I saw
punishment
that.
for her.
Oh, this nigga diabolical. This motherfucker, yeah.
Oh, you gonna be resistant? You not gonna do what I told you to do? Okay, we gonna turn you into a boy. That's the reason why she looks the way she looks.
I need to Google her. 'cause
Well,
it's
well,
so
well, since we've been comparing races, what about Jeffrey Epstein?
That's what I was just gonna say.
Because we might not pick him out the cup tonight, but
Might
we
not
sure
pick
need to
him.
talk. What you think about that, Lord?
Yeah, okay. We're gonna switch wheels. Angie Johnson Barbie. Angie Johnson Barbie is telling this guy that it's sad that people were okay with helping him commit these crimes against the children.
People sick.
Because it was
Absolutely,
about
yeah.
money.
Yes,
He
yes,
was
yes.
paying all of those
Yeah.
people.
But Latanya Russell says, Shelley, that even if the parents are saying that the child was there on their own, yes, they were paid in agreement with you. Shelley, that,
Everybody
yeah,
was
these
paid.
people are getting
That's
paid.
the only reason he
So
was
we
able
just-
to get away with what he was doing for
Yeah.
so
So,
long.
Because he had help and people.
Because
were
if
paying
it
off.
wasn't ethical, they would be talking. But you get money for it, shut your mouth.
Or I'm gonna turn you into a boy.
Right.
Wow, gee. that's a
Basically,
whole
you're
nother
not doing what I want you to do, you're gonna be a boy now. Shave all your hair off, you're gonna wear boy shorts, boy shoes,
And she
you're
got a
gonna look
couple
like
of
boy.
tattoos.
Tattoos, yeah.
He
Uh-huh.
made her into a boy because she was the most defiant one.
But her mama got her. Her mom was like Frida.
Yeah, guns blazing.
Guns
Wow, this
blazing.
is just wild shit. I don't know,
Wow.
guys. We looking at about, what'd you say, Frida? Another yeah, he's definitely a monster.
She was the most
We're looking at
defiant
about
one.
10 minutes here on this train, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
So, I don't even know, Lori, Chattergrams, you know how those go. You got some time for a little something, or you
I just want to put on the
too much?
table Jeffrey Epstein before we
Why
leave.
he in
Alright.
jail?
Kelly, why he's in jail. He is in my opinion, the white R. Kelly.
Okay.
He was a billionaire who had his staff go out and get 14-year-old girls to come in and give him massages while he was naked. And then after the massage, he would rape the girls. And his staff would bring these people in.
Money.
Well, it must have been, I think 15, 20 years ago, he cut a deal with the police department to do 13 months in jail.
Mhm.
And they would drop everything.
Money.
Ara don't have that much
What
money.
about sexual offender list? Does he
Right,
have
but-
to be on that?
He had to
To
register as a
register.
sexual offender. But now, they are going after him and prosecuting.
Civilly?
Right.
Civil suit?
Civil suits for jail time. And
Who's
I-
going after him, the parents or who?
No, I think it is the state of New York.
Good.
Yeah, and I'm not quite clear as to what that differentiation is from that 13-month stint he did where he went to luxury jail. He didn't have to go during the week, he just went on the weekends and.
He was on his Robert
Had to
Downey
be
Jr.
in by 6 PM and blah, 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 right? But I wonder, what's the correlation between them pursuing, is there a correlation between them pursuing and pushing this, Mr. Epstein billionaire and holding him accountable, and then all of a sudden, R. Kelly's being held accountable. Do you
Which
think that would
one
have any-
happened first? Do you know?
Epstein happened
Epstein.
first, and then R. Kelly was arrested.
I'm sorry, what was that question again though?
And do you think there's a correlation? Do you think that because now, the billionaire Epstein is in the limelight for a sex case very similar to R. Kelly, that now the prosecution is really gonna go after R. Kelly? Cause I know there had been some question about, people don't care about black and brown girls. They don't, let them be raped, let them be victimized. It's okay, R. Kelly, whatever, they're black and brown girls.
Well, one thing is interesting to bring up, and we talked about this, Lori, when the whole scandal broke with the USC students thing. Somebody clearly, possibly, if Kelly has been doing what he's been doing and able to pay all the people off, all we talked about, perhaps someone did not get paid in that ring, right? In this trafficking ring, if you will. How and why now is this? You see what I'm saying? So great, but I tend to think that, Lori, for any rate, the amount of evidence that is present and that has been taken to the grand juries, federal grand juries, I just think it was gonna happen to him anyhow. I don't know,
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily say, oh yeah, because it's a billionaire, they're gonna go harder, stronger, better, faster. I just think that he's in this predicament and he possibly maybe pissed some people off, and maybe those are some of the people he couldn't afford to pay anymore. I don't know, but if you were able to cover it up this long.
And this guy was actually raping the girls, right? Where in
He was
R.
raping
Kelly,
them.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure, you guys let me know. I don't think he was raping them.
No, it seemed like everything I understood about R.
Was
Kelly is that the
up in the
girls
family.
they were willingly there.
Willingly there.
Right, where these children were hunted, basically.
Hunted, and they said they were having some 14-year-olds recruit their friends to
Yes.
come over and do it, even the ones that got raped,
Mhm.
they still recruit. So were those girls getting paid? I mean, why did they continue to recruit? Do you know?
No one talked, I didn't hear that
I
in
didn't
any
hear
of
that
the
either.
reports as to whether or not they were being paid, but there were people on his staff that were being paid to go out
Sad.
and find these children and to bring them
We
there.
cannot allow our children to just go off, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You look at
14-year-olds are
that.
giving you a massage.
That's horrible.
While
But
you naked.
is it sad? It's just what? You're very laughing. Yeah, it's really-
Oh, my goodness.
Say what you gotta say, Emmett.
No, white men just don't support them, man.
That's
They're
correct.
just nasty, man.
It's on me.
They just nasty.
Just nasty. Lord have mercy. This has been a what's going on, man.
What is going on?
Aaliyah, what is going on? What did you think about today's show? It's been a wild ride here today.
It's been a good show, but everything just disgusts me. Just disgusts me. The Disneyland thing, and then we ended on R. Kelly. It's a lot, but I mean, it's life and it's real, so.
You know, there was a question I wanted to ask Frida about the homeless. We didn't get to that topic, but you know they were tearing down all those apartments, and I heard that the homeless actually has a lawsuit against the city of LA for when they tore down all the apartments, they threw away all their personal belongings. So they threw away their tents and their personal belongings when they cleaned it out for those apartments, and so they are getting like this class action lawsuit against the police department. And this is what I just heard. Joe was telling me about this, and I don't know, Frida, maybe she can educate me on this because that's her, area of expertise, one of her areas of expertise. But I'm like, wow, if that can actually happen, if somebody actually came up and did some type of pro bono stuff for the homeless to have this class, because they say everything that they struggled for when they tore it down, they threw it away, they have nothing now. And so they all kind of got together, or some spokesperson came out and talked to them, and they're trying to get this class action lawsuit against the city of LA.
Awesome.
Wow, that is awesome.
But that's sad too. at the
That's
same
sad,
time.
too.
You know what I mean?
Not to have nothing.
Frida says, she said, Emma, you crazy. Yes. Wow, guys, I don't know. I appreciate everybody's time calling in and there's some amazing activity.
comments.
Yeah,
Yes,
Facebook
great.
Live
Thank
tonight,
you for
so maybe this should
listening,
be a new platform. Shit, I don't know. Whichever way the wind is blowing, we going. As Brother DJ Quick was saying, shoot, we've had some good times up in here tonight. At least I know I did.
I did too.
I know. We always have the ladies of the chat here on the Poetry of Justice show. We have the ladies here every third Saturday. So you can be consistent with that, you can be excited to wait for the ladies to come in. We've got some birthdays coming up. Miss Shelley C is gonna be celebrating her birthday, so we may not.
Leo's right
Yes. She's excited, and so we're really looking forward to some of that stuff. So Lord, what else you've got going on for the remainder of your summer on the pipeline?
Not much, believe it or not, my job gets back up and going in 2.5 weeks. We start
wow.
mid-August.
To university.
Yeah, university's back up to university life, so summer is on a fast track to the end for me.
Will you be working at home any days anymore? You know, I have a little
Unfortunately
jealousy
now.
about this. Monday, Friday.
Yes, my Monday, Friday off schedule is ending.
Nice.
So hello,
Nice.
MetroLink
Monday
train,
and
I shall
Friday?
be on you every day.
Monday and Friday is nice.
Well, everyone, next week we are going to be talking, we're gonna do Poetry of Justice still, we're kind of going out of my comfort zone, if you will, we're gonna talk about immigration. So we will have Mr. Jason Clark in the studio. You all may remember Jason, he had aired with us. Jason premiered on the Van Jones show titled The Redemption Project. And so the Poetry of Justice show was honored, and that was a connection through Ms. Frida Ross. But at the end of the day, Jason's gonna be here. Jason works with immigration. I'm hoping maybe I can get my niece Taylor Nicole possibly to chime in. She's also doing her legal work in the field of immigration. So that is something we will be talking about next week here on the Poetry of Justice show. So questions, ideas, anything, everybody, please put those together. Inbox me, do whatever you need to do. But we're gonna get ready for that. And hey, I had a good time tonight, Tanya Michelle. What about you? Hey, tomorrow we got some. What, Tanya?
Oh,
tell
you
me
never
what
talked
did.
about the girlfriend luncheon.
It's a Hey Girlfriend luncheon tomorrow. I have an extra ticket, Shelley, if you wanna go. But we're going tomorrow from 11 to 3, and I think one of the reasons why I wanted to, kinda get involved with this, cause I found out that they had vendor booths, so maybe next year if we like it, the chat can have a vendor booth or do something different like that, but it's a whole bunch of women coming together, wearing the shades of purple. It's from 11 to 3 at the JW Marriott, and so we'll be there.
Woo-hoo! Channel location. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us here on the Poetry of Justice show with Jackie Ray Phillips on YikesRadio.com.
Sure, I have an extra
Good
ticket.
night.
Night,
Night, night.
Good night.
Extra ticket came available, Shelley, you wanna go?